Hello and welcome to Moorgate in London. Today we're going to be travelling on the Hertford Loop line up to the platform 5 at Stevenage train station. Now I'm here because I thought that the Hertford Loop line is quite an interesting line, specifically the part between Moorgate and Drayton Park, which is the Northern City line, which at one point in time used to be part of the Underground, but because of something to do with the failure of the Northern Heights plan because of World War II, that never happened, so the Northern City line remained an isolated part of the Underground until it was converted back to use with mainline trains, and now Great Northern runs it, and the section between Moorgate and Drayton Park is the Northern City line, and then from Drayton Park to Stevenage via the Hertford Loop is the Hertford Loop line. So we're going to be taking that train today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Exactly 30 steps. So I was going to talk about how when a train that comes from Stevenage that goes around the Hertford Loop pulls into platform 10, it changes and becomes a Welwyn Garden City bound train, and vice versa. Welwyn Garden City pulls into platform 9 and then we change and turn into a Stevenage bound train around the Hertford Loop. But I'm actually wrong about that, because I just saw on the dot matrix indicator that at 1:31 there is a Welwyn Garden City bound train that will call at the stations along the East Coast Main Line that Thameslink and Class 387 Ely and Cambridge northbound Great Northern trains don't call at. So that was just a weird thing. I thought that the trains come in and then swap and go in the different direction, and then the ones in the different direction swap and go back in the other direction, but they just interchange platforms. So either train that came from either terminus, Welwyn Garden City or Stevenage, they both like pull into platform 9 and 10 interchangeably. There's no like set pattern. So we are now pulling out of Moorgate platform 9 and we are on our way to Stevenage via the Hertford Loop. And I must say, I got the train down here today. Literally, we pulled into Moorgate about half an hour ago, and now we're already leaving. But I've already experienced the journey in the southbound direction, so now we're travelling northbound back up to Stevenage, and we will be pulling into the not so new but still kind of new platform 5 at Stevenage, which is a south-facing bay platform, and that's where the Class 717 Hertford Loop Line train pulls in and terminates. So the next station, which we're just about to be pulling into, is Drayton Park, where the line stops being called the Northern City line, reconnects to Finsbury Park just slightly further down the line, and then splits off just after Finsbury Park and becomes the Northern City line. It's just an interesting thing to point out that when you're on this train, it really does feel like you're on an underground train. There's no gaps in the ceiling to see the sky until Drayton Park. The ears don't pop like when you go under a long tunnel on the East Coast Main Line. I like to put my fingers in my ears because I don't like when my ears pop. But on here, none of that happens because it is basically an underground line. And now at Drayton Park. Also, I just want to say that I'm only recording on a phone. I don't have a fancy camera, although the phone I do have does have a fancy camera for a phone, the S21 Ultra. But hopefully the video quality should be much better from here on out to the end of the video. It's just the underground section, the only light was from the carriage lighting, but now that we're above ground, hopefully the natural sunlight should illuminate the inside of the carriage, and overall the quality, the visual quality of the video should be much better from now until the end of the video. And as you just saw, we are now at Drayton Park. So apparently, I didn't know this, but Costa are celebrating their 50th anniversary, and they're making these little 50th anniversary off-brand jammy Dodgers. Haringey is the second of the, what I think is only 2 stations, the other being Drayton Park, which has a short platform. So the new 6-car Class 717s are just a bit too long, so the car at the rear end of the train, the doors don't open.
This station is Hornsey.
Well, I don't know why the tannoy said that the doors won't open here, because I was just able to open the doors, so I don't know what that was all about. So as you just saw, we are at Alexandra Palace, and it's absolutely, it's just a beautiful building. The train station is pretty average though. We're now leaving Alexandra Palace. Maintenance depot, which houses most LNER Azuma trains. So this is Bowes Park, and the tannoy just said that the doors won't open here on this carriage either. But we're literally at the platform and the doors are able to open here, and someone has indeed just gotten on at this end platform, at this end of the platform. So I think that the driver may have accidentally flicked a switch, and every single station is, oh my god.
Stevenage. The next station is Palmer's Green.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I think the driver may have accidentally flicked a switch in the cab or something like that, because so far almost every single station has said the platform's too short, at least one carriage will be chopped off the end, but the last two that have said that, the doors have still been able to open at this end of the train, so I don't quite know what's going on there. I just missed a really pretty, like, sort of handmade metal wire frame sign at Palmer's Green that said Palmer's Green on it. It looked really nice. I missed it. That arched piece of metal over there looks like it used to have a dot matrix indicator attached to it, but now what it's got is security cameras, and I think the reason why it no longer has a DMI on it is because they've got a new one that my camera isn't in sync with. So at this point on the journey, we had reached Grange Park, and at this point in the video, I feel like I should explain exactly why I chose to make it in the first place and to clarify a few things I said earlier on. So this is a map of the Hertford Loop Line, East Coast Main Line and Northern City Line. The Northern City Line connects to the East Coast Main Line here, just south of Finsbury Park, and the Hertford Loop Line connects to the East Coast Main Line here, just north of Alexandra Palace. The blue line coming out of Moorgate is the route that the Moorgate to Stevenage train takes via the Northern City Line and Hertford Loop. The green line coming out of Moorgate is the route that the Moorgate to Welwyn Garden City train takes via the Northern City Line, but then stays on the East Coast Main Line past Alexandra Palace. There are a few reasons why I chose to make this video. Not only is it because the Northern City Line is quite interesting and the Hertford Loop Line terminates in my hometown of Stevenage, but also because I'm thinking of making a series out of travelling on all the lines in the UK. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd follow that. Anyway, we rejoin the action at Cuffley, just 3 stations away from Stevenage, the final destination. It's 12:56, which means
terminates at Stevenage.
We'll be in Stevenage quite So now this is a tunnel, and because we were out in the open for so long and this is only a tunnel, my ears may end up popping, so I'm going to put the camera down and put my fingers in my ears. Oh, that's that little brick house on the way up. I saw that little dilapidated brick building with the roof, and I think that may have been some sort of signal box or something like that to do with the railways a very, very long time ago. But I'm not sure. I don't know what it is, but it looks interesting. Station on the Hertford Loop Line and on the journey as a whole, because the only station at this end of the Hertford Loop Line, the only station at this end of the journey that's not on the Hertford Loop Line is Stevenage, which is on the East Coast Main Line, but it is the final destination. next video is probably just going to be some pretty B-roll of the rolling, green, sunny Hertfordshire countryside before Stevenage. You may have noticed that the video isn't as smooth as usual, even though the S20 Ultra does have optical image stabilisation built into all of the lenses apart from the ultra wide. I'm not using my gimbal with this phone because I've got the really wide S Pen case on, and in the gimbal it felt really heavy and cumbersome, so I didn't want to bother with the gimbal. But I think the optical image stabilisation is good enough anyway. Serving the village of Watton Stone, and as soon as we depart we'll be making our way to our final destination, which is platform 5 at Stevenage. Currently going underneath the East Coast Main Line, and we're just about to pull into Stevenage. We are finally at Stevenage on platform 5, and there's the train that we just got off of, and this is platform 5. So this was built in August of 2020. Well, it wasn't built in August 2020, it was built between 2019 and 2020, and it opened in August. So you've got these fancy waiting rooms with sliding doors, and there's another fancy waiting room, and this is a south-facing bay platform, so trains that terminate here can't go through. And there is a connection to platform 4, but you can't go from the down slow onto platform 5 from the East Coast Main Line. If you want to get to platform 5, you do have to go from the Hertford Loop line, which is the direction that this train comes from anyway, so it's fine. Sorted, and that was 36 steps up from platform 5 to the main station mezzanine area. And just like that, it is the end of the video. That was Moorgate to Stevenage via the Hertford Loop line on a Class 717. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.